Hey everybody, welcome to Sew From Home. It is me, Lindsay. Today I turned the camera around. Normally I am filming behind me, but we have all these lovely, fun, springy decorations. Also, I'm standing back so I can finally show you guys. There's the baby bump. So she's still got a little bit more to cook, but it's kind of fun to check out. So today we are going to be doing some life skills, some social skills. And as you guys can tell by the title, we're going to be doing understanding other people's emotions and how we can react and help out with others' emotions. So this is a skill that everyone needs to practice throughout their whole life. And that's when we see somebody, can we tell what their emotion is? Now, you guys know all the different range of emotions, right? We've got sad, happy, excited, angry, upset, nervous. There's all sorts of different things you can feel. I bet each one of you guys feel all those various emotions at some point. So we're talking about how can we identify what others are feeling, and then how can we react or help them in that situation. So I have 5 scenarios I'm going to talk you through, and there's going to be some time, so if you want to pause and work it, if you're watching with your group, or if you're at your house or apartment with your roommates, you guys can definitely pause and talk about it and think about it and play when you're ready to hear my thoughts and what I kind of wrote down. Now, want to make sure you guys understand, we're going to do our best to be the best us we can be, right? And the best us we can be is trying our hardest at improving any way we can, right? That's like a whole lifetime thing. If I don't keep improving myself or trying to improve myself, then what am I doing? So that's what these videos are meant to be. They're just fun ways to connect with each other. So I'm going to dive right in, and I'm going to pick up my first scenario, and I'm going to show you guys. So now this one, I may or may not have made a spelling mistake. So you guys can tell, but it says, your roommate is sitting on the couch with their head down by themselves. So I'm gonna walk into a room and we're gonna call our roommate Pat. And Pat's sitting there and kind of just sitting there quiet with the head down. Now if Pat looks like this, what do we think that Pat's emotion is? All right, so that's the first question. What do we think the emotion is with the head down, just sitting there by themselves? Pause the video if you want to talk about it in a group. Okay, so what I think is when somebody has their head down, they're either sad or upset because they don't really want to be up and happy and talking to you, right? If I'm in a good mood, I'm not going to sit there kind of like, oh man, this means I'm just, I'm not feeling happy. I'm feeling kind of sad. Maybe I'm sad because I'm bored, but we're going to think about that. So what's telling us the sadness, right, is the motion of the head. The head's down. If my head's up, is it harder for me to be sad? Think about that. If it's down, it's kind of easy. If I need to cry, my tears can come out. But if I'm up, looking around and stuff, I'm not really sad because am interacting with my surroundings. I'm like, oh, look at those balloons. There's Lindsay. What's going on around me? Okay, so we're not in that space of being sad. So we're really trying to recognize that roommate, Pat, is feeling maybe kind of sad right now. Now, the second question is, what can you do or say to Pat once you've identified that they're sad or something may be wrong? What could you do? I want you to pause the video and talk it over if you're in a group. Okay, so I had a couple different ideas because it's not always about what you can say. It can be something that you do as an action. So I think our first thought is to go over and talk to them. You can either ask why they are sad, but maybe they don't want to talk about it. Maybe you go, hey, Pat, what's going on? Are you doing okay? And they might talk to you. They might go, oh, this happened, or I was looking forward to that and it didn't happen. And that's okay. Maybe that's why they're talking and you can talk with them and find a solution. Maybe you go, hey Pat, what's going on? Why are you so, are you okay? Is something going on? And they go, I don't want to talk about it. That can be hard. Sometimes people are not ready to talk about it. It is good to talk about it though. If I come up to you and I say, hey, what's wrong? It's because I really want to know and genuinely help you. But sometimes maybe I'm just not ready. Maybe I'm not ready to be helped with my problems. And that's okay. I'll get there eventually. It's important to get to that spot, but sometimes people aren't ready. So instead, what you can do is talk to them about something else. I can say, hey, are you so excited that we've got this activity in 2 days that we're going to? I'm pretty excited about seeing so-and-so. Or, hey, we haven't made the grocery list yet for the house. Maybe we should work on that together, talk about meals. Distract them. So they're not really thinking about why they're sad, but you're going to give them something else to do. Another thing you can do is if you're not ready or not comfortable going up and saying, hey, what's up? What's wrong? How can I help you? If you're not ready to do that, think about that person and what they like. So maybe something I could do is if I see that Pat's upset and I know that she really enjoys popcorn and a Diet Coke, I could go and get her a Diet Coke and a popcorn and bring it to her and say, hey, I noticed you were kind of sitting over here and thought maybe you could use, a drink or a snack. And I got what I know is your favorites for you. That would make it would boost them, right? It would make them happy. If somebody randomly came up to me and they were like, here's your favorite snack and drink, I would definitely be like, wow, that's so nice, thanks. And it would boost my spirit, even when I was sad. So that's two different things you can do. There's things you can say and things you can do. And I bet you guys all came up with different options of things you can say and do as well. But you can also pause now and talk about more things you could do in this situation with your group and ways to talk. Okay, we're gonna go on to scenario 2. So scenario 2, it says, your friend is mad at you when you couldn't come to their birthday party. So if my friend calls me and they say, oh, I'm having my birthday party lunchtime on Thursday. And you're like, oh, I can't come. I got work that day. My volunteer shift is from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. I have a class right at that time. That's not going to work for me. What is your friend going to feel? So if you call me, you're like, hey, Lindsay, you want to come to my party? And I go, oh, you know what? I'm at work at that time. Or I'm kind of busy. I can't make it. How are you going to feel? Because you wanted me to come to your party, right? You called to ask me and invite me. So I know that you would really like me to come and help celebrate you. And it's not that I don't want to celebrate you, right? But it's just that I have a prior commitment on that date and time. So how are you going to feel if somebody can't come to your party that you really want there? How do you think that friend's going to feel? Are they going to feel happy, sad, upset, bummed? You can pause the video and talk with your group if you like. All right, so I think that whoever's party it was that invited you is going to feel a little bit like sad or upset because, they really wanted you to come and you couldn't. And sometimes our friends don't understand that it's hard because you have something else to do, right? They're like, well, I didn't have anything at that time. But you can just say, hey, I'm so sorry. I have something to do. But what's a way you could make it up to them? All right? So what could you do or say in this situation? I think you guys will pause and talk about it. Talk about what you could say to them and what you could do to kind of ease the situation with your friend and make it so that they feel loved on their birthday. All right, so pause and talk. Okay, so I thought of a couple different things, of course, because, we got to talk about a couple different ways. There's more than one way, right? So the first thought I had is on another day, or maybe after you're done, say, hey, could we get together at this time and I could bring you your gift? Or maybe if there's not somebody that you can see, you could mail them a card. Or if you are able to, you could spend time in person with them safely. Or you could call and you could be on a video chat or a Google Meet, a FaceTime, whatever, and you could spend time with them and say, hey, I know that I'm unable to come to your party. I really wanted to, but I had this other thing that was going on first. How about let's set up a time that we can meet and hang out and talk and celebrate your birthday together. Just me and you. That's gonna make them feel special, right? So even though you're not gonna be able to go to their party, you're still gonna be able to make them feel special and make them feel your friendship to celebrate their birthday. Another thing you can do is try to talk about it and make them feel special, talking about, hey, even though I can't come, can you tell me about your party and what is gonna happen and what you're looking forward to? You know, just keep that conversation up and make sure you are making that other person feel special, even though that's something you can't control, right? If you have a work shift, you have a work shift. You can't get out of it. It's hard, I know, but sometimes people can't understand that, and that's okay. That's something they need to work on, but something you can do is not get upset with them that they're having a hard time, because really all they really want is that they know you're awesome and they just wanted to spend awesome time with you and celebrate a fun day. So it's not worth getting upset. It's just worth talking about it, making the time to make the other person feel special when you can, and spending time with them when you can. Okay? So we're gonna go on to scenario number 3. All right. Ooh, this is a good one. A friend tells you they love their new shoes, even though you do not think they look nice. So my friend Matt, he went out and bought a pair of shoes, and he came over and he was like, Lindsay, look, aren't these cool? I just got these new shoes. And I look at them and I go, yeah, That's my thoughts. Like, yeah, those are some shoes. In my head, I'm thinking, why would you choose those shoes? How is Matt feeling about his new shoes? I want you to pause and talk about what's the emotion Matt has about his new shoes. So pause. I think Matt is so excited, right? You don't buy something and then tell somebody about it unless you're excited about it, right? If I go to the store and buy, turkey lunch meat, I'm not really gonna talk about that. I'm not that excited about it. It's something I need to eat. But if I got a new pair of shoes, I'm gonna be like, hey guys, look, I got these new shoes. Don't you think they're cool? Matt's excited. He's happy. He got a new thing. Maybe it's something he saved for. Maybe it's a pair he had his eye on for a long time. He's excited. Now, do I have to like what Matt likes? No. Do I have to have the same style, the same favorite color, the same taste in shoes? No. We're allowed to like different things, right? But Matt is so excited. Now, sometimes when you're excited about something, but you can't really get the right excitement up, there's ways you can do things or say things and feel for somebody else to show that you still care. So I want you to pause and I want you to think about, so Matt comes up to you and says, hey, I'm excited, I got my new shoes. And you're like, okay. You're thinking in your head, what do you say to Matt? All right, so pause, group discussion, or think about it. All right, so Matt's feeling really excited. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna be happy for Matt because he's happy. It doesn't matter if I don't like his shoes. I don't have to. I don't have to wear them, right? Matt's not forcing them on my feet. So what I can do is, even though they're not my favorite, I can say, hey, I'm so happy you got new shoes and you're excited about them. I hope that they're comfortable and you get a lot of use out of them. All right? That's the easiest thing to do. Be happy for somebody that they're happy. All right? So we're going to go on to number 4. We've got 2 left. We got 4 and 5. This is, your friend is really upset because their family member got hurt. So this happens sometimes, right? Sometimes maybe my mom gets sick, or my brother might, break his finger. Sometimes people get hurt, and that can hurt our heart because we really don't want the people we love to get hurt, right? So my friend, something happened to their aunt that they're very close with, and they're feeling about it. So what do you think they're feeling about that? If somebody you love, a family member, a close friend gets hurt, what is your feeling? What do you think that friend is feeling? So pause and discuss. What's the feeling? All right, so let's see if we match up. I think that you're feeling sad, or you're feeling empathy because you care about your loved one and you don't really want them to be hurt. You want them to be healthy and strong. So me as the friend, if I'm your friend and I'm the one who has somebody hurt, I'm gonna feel a little bit sad and upset. All right, and and then the other friend is gonna recognize that I'm sad or upset, okay? So now we gotta talk about, you see someone sad, upset, you know why they're sad and upset. What can you do now? So what can you say, or what can you do? Remember, those are 2 different things, because you can do an action, or you can say something to them. All right, pause your video and discuss it. All right, so don't know about you, but I have 2 different ideas. So one is that, if they're talking to you about it, keep talking to them about it and say, hey, can you tell me more about this person? And then also talk to them through about the fact that they're going to heal, or what's changed, but what hasn't changed. Oh, your brother hurt his finger. That is a bummer. What's changed is maybe he'll need some help doing some things around his house that you could help with. But he's still the same person. He's still the same happy-go-lucky, joke-telling guy. Talk to them about that. Say, hey, can you tell me more about your brother? And what is he like? So it's always good to talk to somebody about what's changing and what's not changing. And the fact that, you always reinforce, they're going to heal, it's going to get better. And that's great. So that's like one way you could talk to them about it. The other way is that if they're really upset, sometimes you need a distraction, all right? So you could distract them by being funny. You could distract them by talking about something else. Maybe taking them out of the situation. Go for a walk outside, play a board game together, or a card game. But definitely, sometimes people just need to talk about something completely different, all right? So that's a lot of different ideas you can do. So when people are upset or sad, it is important to recognize that and then figure out different ways you can do it. Because not always people want to talk about it, and that's okay. Remember, people can come to that readiness on their own time. Sometimes we have to help them become ready, but for the most part, it's okay to just be distracted, because sometimes distractions just help you get out of that funk of being sad or upset. Last scenario for today. While at the park, one friend leaves the group and goes to sit by themselves on a bench with their arms crossed. So we're all playing a group game. Maybe we're kicking a soccer ball back and forth at the park. And then all of a sudden, my friend Jude, he walks over to a bench nearby and sits and kind of goes, what do you think Jude's feeling? I want you to pause and discuss. What do you think Jude is feeling? All right. So when I see somebody with their arms crossed, sometimes it could be that they're bored, but usually when your arms are crossed, it kind of means you're upset. You're not open, right? If my arms are like this, I don't look upset. Somebody's gonna come up to me because I'm open, I'm happy, but sometimes I stand like this if I'm crossed, but it's usually when I'm bored. And especially because I'm going away from everybody. Everyone else is having fun in a group, but I'm choosing to walk away and be by myself. So that right there is your indicator that something's wrong. They're upset. So now that we've recognized what Jude is feeling, What can you do or say? Pause your video and have your group discussion. Okay, so we're still kind of talking about that being upset or sad type feeling. So one thing you can do is definitely go over to Jude and say, hey Jude, why are you upset? Again, Jude might want to tell me, Jude might not want to tell me. Maybe somebody said something to him that wasn't very nice and we didn't hear it, and so he's upset about it. Then maybe you can bring two people together and say, hey, this is the situation. Can we kind of talk this over and make it okay again? Maybe they just are like, oh, I wanted to come to the park today because I wanted to go on a walk. I didn't really want to kick a soccer ball around. They just wanted to do something else. That's okay. Maybe you can work with them and compromise and say, hey, a lot of other people want to still play soccer. Maybe we could play for like 5 more minutes and then go on like a 15-minute walk. Would that be okay? So kind of talking to them and trying to problem solve in different ways. Maybe they just need somebody to come and say hi. Because sometimes you walk away from the group because if you don't feel included, right? If everyone's together and you don't realize that nobody's talking to you, sometimes I can be like, oh, well, hey, no one's talking to me. They're not going to miss me if I go and walk over there for a minute. So sometimes they just need someone to come over and say, hey, how's it going? What's new with you? So I think it's always important to look at how other people are standing or sitting. You can sometimes read their body, and that's a hard thing to do, but you can do it. So read their body language, you know, how we talked about arms crossed, head down, crying, happy, excited, all right? Look at what they are feeling first, then go over and think about what you can do to either help with their excitement or distract them or help them not be sad anymore, okay? All right, so work on these social skills. Make sure you go check us out, www.projectsoarmn.org, and be back here for next week for our video. Bye.